So a lot can happen in 24 hours. For one thing, I've had a haircut. As I talk to you now on Friday morning, the pound sits at a rate of exchange of 1.2055 against the euro. It has risen by nearly 2% since yesterday, when the pound was at 1.1825. And I just wanted to touch on my German client, who, back at the end of October, in anticipation and in fear of the UK's departure from the European Union, bought forward, took out a forward contract, purchased £4.7 million, selling euros. He did this forward contract using a rate of 1.1630. He now finds himself €350,000 nearly better off. Because were he exchanging his euros right now, today, he would have to find for himself in excess of €250,000 more. He is a textbook example of how a forward contract can be used to fix foreign currency costs in the face of volatility across the markets. Now, of course, he's not due to complete until the middle of January, and it may well be the case that for some reason the pound falls back to below 1.1630, in which case he's paying more than he might otherwise. But on a day like this, when the Conservatives have returned a majority of 74 as it stands, and the pound has rallied quite considerably, I find myself a little bit smug in the morning, having executed a transaction for a client who has seen measurable value based on the exposure they have been able to remove from their currency activities. Every change in colour here, flashing green, flashing red, is a movement up or a movement down in a particular rate of exchange. So I'm looking particularly at the left column. You come 3 down and you see GBP. If you then look across the column running horizontally across the top, come down from each currency pair, you see GBP against Euro 119.67.6, 133.69.99 against US dollar. Those are the interesting changes. Last night at around 10 p.m, all of these were green. And they were green with the integers moving upwards because the pound was increasing in value. Now, cold hard light of day, certainly a Conservative victory, but we're seeing not necessarily the sheen coming off, but a recalibration of positions. I've said before about this dead cat bounce, a very strong surge in the value of one currency is met by profit taking and a sell-off at some point, so that speculators, institutions, or indeed individuals can realise profit on certain more pessimistic possessions that they have. It doesn't necessarily mean that the pound is going to fall back to the level it was at yesterday, but it does mean that those who are watching very carefully could, and do sometimes, get cold feet. They think to themselves, oh my gosh, I've just seen the pound lose half a cent over the course of a morning. Does this mean I should sell now? Now, of course, I can't advise either way, but what is worth noting is that markets need time to digest what shocks and events like those of yesterday and into this morning. The US opens at approximately, murmurings from the other side of the Atlantic begin at approximately 2:30 our time, GMP. You should see movements and improvements with regards to the pound's value, but also the laying out of the legislative agenda with regards to the new Conservative government may well serve to encourage investors and institutions, and could see appetite increase for sterling.